Today's lesson is about factoring the quadratic functions. Let's talk about factoring first. When you factor polynomials, first of all, make sure it's in the standard form, and the leading coefficient is greater than 0. Then always look for greatest common factor first, GCF first. After you find out the GCF, then check how many terms in that polynomial. If you have only 2 terms, you got to do the dose factoring. This is the one we call difference of square, that's dose factoring, or cubic factoring for these 2. If it's 3 terms, then go to quadratic factoring, that's Ninja X, to solve for that. If you have 4 or more than 4 terms, either you're doing grouping or synthetic division to factor the polynomial. For part 1, use dose factoring and find the roots. Dose factoring means a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. For number 1, I will do square root for these 2 numbers. I got the 2x here and a 10. Therefore, I got 2x plus 10 and a 2x minus 10. How to find the roots? You will set each factor equal 0. Here's the formula. ax plus b equal to 0. Subtract b both sides. Then you divide it by a. So x equals negative b over a. Remember the result for ax plus b equals 0 format. Therefore, your x1 equals negative b over a. So subtract 10 both sides. That's negative 10 over 2. Let's get negative 5. For x2, you will get, add 10 both sides. You will get the 10 over 2. That's a 5. Let's go to number 2. Still, we do square root for these 2 terms. I got the 5, I got the y. Therefore, 5 plus y, then 5 minus y. Let's factor. The roots, 5 plus y equal to 0. So y equals, subtract 5 both sides, or make 5 the other side, change the sign. y1 equals negative 5. We do 5 minus y equal to 0. Then move this y, you will get the y equals 5. That's your y2. That's the roots. Let's go to number 3. Square root. You will get, this is 9, here's 7x. So we got 7x plus 9 and a 7x minus 9. Set up both equal to 0. 7x plus 9 equal to 0. Move this 9 the other side, change sign. So x, y equals negative 9 over 7. This one equal to 0. Cross. Plus 9 both sides. So x2 equals 9 over 7. Remember this formula. Negative b over a. A is the coefficient of x. So for number 4, I can factor 1 plus 2z and 1 minus 2z. Therefore, z1 equals negative 1 over 2. z2 equals positive 1 over 2. For part 2, use the common factor to factor the following quadratic function and find the roots. Common factor. For 18 and 12, common factor will be 6. For x squared and x, common factor is x. Basically, for those two terms, we divided by 6x. You will get 3x plus 2. Then what's the roots? You will set up 6x equal to 0 or 3x plus 2 equal to 0. Therefore, x1 equal to 0 because divided by 6 both sides. x2 subtract 2 both sides, that's negative 2 over 3. Now let's go to number 2. We don't want the negative sign for the leading coefficient. That's why I put the negative sign before that. I got the 6x squared minus 8x. When you take a negative sign outside, just change the sign. Then the common factor for these two, that will be 2x. So I divided by 2x. You will get the negative 2x. Then reduce. You will get the 3x. This is 4 minus 3x minus 4. Then you set up negative 2x equals 0, x1 equal to 0, 3x minus 4 equal to 0. So x2 equals, cross the river, change sign, that's positive 4 over 3. For number 3, common factor will be 8x. You will get the 8x. Then 2x minus 3. Therefore, this equals 0, that means x1 equal to 0. This equal to 0, that means x2 equals 3 over 2. For number 4, put the negative sign outside. I got the 24x squared minus 16x. Common factor will be 8x. Reduce, I got 3x minus 2. Therefore, the factor will be negative 8x, 3x minus 2. I make this one equal to 0. That's the root. x1 equals 0. Make this one equal to 0. x2 equals 2 over 3. Part 3. Use ninja X to factor the quadratic functions and find the roots. Ninja X, that's the pattern like this. First of all, let's look at the ninja X pattern. When b squared minus 4ac equals a perfect square number, then ax squared plus bx plus c can be factored. Let's go to number 1. This is A, B, C. So we set up 13. A times C, 2 times 15, that's 30. Over 2 over 2. We try to factor 30. Find the paired factors. We do 130. Adding is not 13, so keep going. 2 times 15, that's 30. Adding is not 13. 3 times 10. Adding, that's 13. That's why I stopped. So I got the 3, I got the 10. Remember, reduce. So I got, this is a 5, here's 1. Then put the variable at the bottom. This is x. Then write down the factor using bottom up. Therefore, my answer will be 2x plus 3 times x plus 5. That's factor. How you find the roots? You will make each factor equals 0. I got 2x plus 3 equal to 0, or x plus 5 equal to 0. Use the formula ax plus b equal to 0. X equals negative b over a. Therefore, x1 equals negative 3 over 2. Because when you cross this equal sign, you turn into negative 3. This one, your x2 equals negative 5. Now let's go to number 2. Set up the NinjaX format. This is negative 1. 2 times negative 21, that's negative 42, over 2 over 2. Negative 42, get started 1 times negative 42. Adding is not negative 1, so keep going. 2, that's a negative 21. It's not negative 1. Adding, try to get negative 1. 3, that's a negative 14. Adding is not negative 1, so keep going. 4 doesn't work, 5 doesn't work, 6, you got negative 7. That's the answer. So I got 6, here's negative 7. Reduce 3, 1. Put the variable, here's y, this is y. So I will write down the factor like this. Y plus 3 times 2y minus 7. Get the roots. Y1 equals to negative 3. You make this one equal 0, y1 equals negative 3. Make this equal to 0, y2 equals 7 over 2. Try to remember this formula. Number 3, no common factor, so I set up as a NinjaX, negative 12, negative 1, 6, 6, negative 12, 1, negative 12, 2, negative 6. It's not working. I'm looking for negative 1. So 3, negative 4. Yeah, this one adding give you negative 1. That's why this is the paired factor we are looking for. You don't have to go through this procedure. If you know 3, negative 4, you get negative 1. Just write down here it's 3. This is negative 4. Then reduce. You will get the 1 over 2. This part is negative 2 over 3. Then put the variable here, bottom up. You will get the 2x plus 1 and a 3x minus 2. Therefore, the roots x1 equals opposite of this number, negative 1 over 2. x2 equals opposite of the number over 3, so 2 over 3. Let's go to number 4. We have common factors for this quadratic function. That's 2. So take 2 outside. We divide by 2 for each term. I got the x squared plus 5, x minus 6. I will do the NinjaX for this part. Therefore, I got negative 6, 5 over 1 over 1. Negative 6, 1 times negative 6. When I add these two, I got negative 5, but I'm looking for positive 5. Therefore, I change sign. Negative 1, positive 6. Negative 1, positive 6. Put the variable here. Then we do bottom up. You got the 2 times x minus 1 and x plus 6. What's the roots? This 2, you cannot get 0, so ignore this 2. We just make x minus 1 equal to 0, or x plus 6 equal to 0. Therefore, x1 equals 1, x2 equals negative 6. Note that if I have a positive 24, your factor either both positive or both negative. It could be 1, 24, 2, 12, 3, 8, 4, 6. Or you can get the negative 1, negative 24, negative 2, negative 12, negative 3, negative 8, negative 4, negative 6. But if I have negative 24, your paired factor 1 must be negative. It could be 1, negative 24, 2, negative 12, 3, negative 8, 4, negative 6. Or it could be negative 1, positive 24, negative 2, positive 12, negative 3, positive 8, negative 4, positive 6. So you have to get the paired factor correct for this number. Let's go to number 5. I got 15, here's negative 8 over 3 over 3. 15, this is a positive, either both positive or both negative. So I do 1, 15. Adding is not negative 8. 3, 5. I got the positive 8, but I'm looking for negative 8. That's why I changed the sign. Then I got negative 3, negative 5. Reduce. I got negative 1 over 1. Then you put the variable, that's x, x, x. Then do bottom up, x minus 1 or 3x minus 5. x1, that's equals 1. x2 equals positive 5 over 3. Go to number 6. I got the negative 20, negative 1, 4, 4. Negative 20, 1, negative 20, 2, negative 10. Adding is not negative 1, so keep going. 4, negative 5. I got the negative 1 here, adding 4 plus negative 5. Therefore, this is my answer, 4, negative 5. Reduce, this is 1 over 1. Variable here is x, this is x. So x plus 1, 4x minus 5. x1 equals negative 1. x2 equals the opposite of this over 4. So 5 over 4. Let's go to number 7. I got 45, negative 14 over 3 over 3. 45. 145, 315. Adding is not 14, so keep going. 5, 9. Then I stop because I got the positive 14. Since I'm looking for negative 14, therefore change sign. Negative 5, negative 9. Negative 5, negative 9. Then reduce is negative 3, 1. Put the variable at the bottom, so bottom up. I will get 3x minus 5, x minus 3. Therefore, x1 equals opposite of negative 5. That's 5 over 3. x2 equals 3. Let's go to number 8. I got negative 45. Here's a 4 over 9 over 9. Negative 45, you do 1, negative 45. 3, negative 15. Adding is not 4, so keep going. 5, negative 9. Adding get the negative 4, but I'm looking for positive 4. That's why I change the sign. Negative 5, positive 9. Negative 5, positive 9. Then reduce. I will put a variable at the bottom, then bottom up. I got the x plus 1 times 9x minus 5. Therefore, x1 equals -1, x2 equals opposite of 5 over 9. That's all. Let's go to number 9. For number 9, you will get 15, -18 over 3 over 3. For 15, 1, 15, 3, 5. You cannot get the 18. That means it's not factorable. You can check by doing b squared minus 4ac. 18 squared equals 324 minus 4 times 3 times 5. You will get a 264. It's not a perfect square number. Therefore, it's not factorable. For number 9, just write down not factorable. Let's go to number 10. No common factor. We do 8 times 15, that's 120. -22 over 8 over 8. For 120, if you know that 10 times 12, that's 22, then you change the sign. You can go that step 1, 2, 3, 4, but if you know 10 and 12, this is 2 factors, and adding is 22, you can just directly use it. I got -10, -12. Reduce, you will get -5, 4. Reduce this one, you got -3, 2. Then I put the x at the denominator. Bottom up, I got 4x minus 5 and 2x minus 3. Therefore, x1 equals opposite of this, that's 5 over 4. x2 equals opposite of this is 3 over 2. For number 11, I got -120. This is 2 over 8 over 8. -120. I know that 10 times -12. I'm looking for +2, therefore we change the sign. This is a 10, -10, 12. Reduce, you will get -5, 4. Reduce this 2, that's 3, 2. Then put the x as a denominator. We do bottom up. You will get 4x minus 5 and 2x plus 3. So your x1 equals 5 over 4. x2 equals -3 over 2. Opposite of this over 2. For last question, you will get -90. This is -1 over 6 over 6. So -90, 1 -90, 2 -45, 3 -30, 4 doesn't work, 5 -18, 6 -15, 7 doesn't work, 8 doesn't work, 9 -10. So we know this paired factor are the solution, 9 and -10. Then reduce, you will get 3, 2. this part, you got negative 5, 3. Put the variable at the bottom. Then we do bottom up. 2x plus 3 and 3x minus 5. Therefore, the roots x1 equals negative 3 over 2. x2 equals 5 over 3.